and welcome again, world, to the 7th annual Rebel Rally. We are here, the midpoint of day one at the Rebel Rally live show presented by Toyota. And today I have a very special guest for our midday update. That is scoring director Chrissie Beavis. Now, should you just think that she's just a nerd? Oh, no. This lady is a fierce competitor. Also, she takes no guff from anybody on this rally. Ask me how I know. I might have tried to convince her to give us some points, and I believe she said force majeure, which is French for something that I probably should not say on the air. But Chrissie, thank you so much for being here. Give me your job in a nutshell. What is it that you do for the Rebel Rally?
Well, so I've got kind of a couple of different levels of things that I do here. So ahead of the event, I help Emily take all of the course information that she and Jimmy have put together, and I kind of parse all of that into what the competitors are going to see in their CP guides and the bulletins, all of that stuff. And then when I'm here on site, I am running the scoring. So I am watching the trackers. I'm making sure that all the scores are coming in correctly, making sure that there's no glitches. And this is a scoring database that my father, Mike Jabot, has actually put together, and he runs that back end along with my mom, and they are back at home doing that stuff, and I'm actually working really with them, on the phone all the time about processing scores and putting that all together. And then I deal with the competitors as far as printing their CP guides, printing all their bulletins, and kind of taking and translating what Emily and Jimmy wanted them to do and translating that into what they actually see on the pieces of paper. So I am talking to the competitors all the time, like really giving them lots of information. And then I'm kind of giving all the viewers at home a lot of information too, right? So where the people are on course, I'm working with the tracking. YB is great, they're here. And I'm working with my scoring crew. I've got people that help me out with these spreadsheets and databases, and we're putting it all together so that we can present all of this stuff live. All the scores come to the people at home within about 20 to 30 seconds from when
that's crazy.
When you out on course.
Thanks, YB
signal
tracking.
The tracker. They see it. They can see what the scores are.
Well, it's been really interesting for me because as a former competitor, I never saw this back end. I never understood what was going on and what the tracker looked like. So it's really cool for me to be learning along with everybody at home to see wait, how do I keep track of everybody and all that? So we've had a half a day of competition here. Have you seen any good stories of what's going on out there in the beautiful wilds of Nevada?
Yeah. I think that I'd like to go to Yellow Brick and actually look at some of the tracking. And this is
I got to take my glasses
what
off.
Everyone at home can see through our website. So they are looking here at the tracking. So there's these little dots. They have the team numbers. And if you kind of hover over those dots at home, you can see what the, see the information about that.
So you can see their speed, you can see their names, their team number, and so you can understand okay, they're here, they're traveling this fast. I will say for people, if you're family or friends or whatever, if you click on that and it says 0 miles per hour, don't worry. Don't worry. People stop a lot in this rally because it's not a race, it's a rally. So people are stopped a lot. So if you see 0 miles per hour, don't panic. It's all good.
Yes.
All right. So let's get the YB tracker up again because I think that Team 188, they were one of the first teams. They were the first team off the line today, and they had a pretty good decision to make. So talk us through that.
Yeah. So Team 188 was first off the line today because they were one of the top scorers from yesterday's REC. So even though everyone didn't actually get a real score for that, I actually seeded everyone based on their scores there. Now, there were quite a few teams who got full points yesterday, but because 188 was seeded higher from their previous Rebels.
Because they're returning Rebels.
They're returning Rebels. So they were first off the line again today, and that's why you saw them first off the line yesterday and then again today.
So Team 188 is Laura Wanlas and Maria Guitar, just like the instrument. So they're kicking some butt today, but what kind of decision did they have to make once they got up here up into these mountains?
Yeah, so right up here, they actually could choose to go to the north and go down actually a fairly steep canyon for checkpoints 7 and 8, or they could go down the south, return to kind of the main road, and then take a much smaller road right here, and that took them over, and they're getting 7X and 8X there. And that was a one-way trail where once you start going down that, you're not turning around and going back. And so they had to go all the way down. And you could see that they were actually pretty far out in front because they were, first off the line. But because of that decision, you could see the other teams started to kind of catch up with them.
Right.
There.
So they went for the 7 and 8X Black Diamond checkpoints. So they knew they were going to have more points, but the trade-off was they were going to lose some time.
Right.
So that allowed other people who decided not to go for those X checkpoints to kind of catch up to them.
Right.
So now they're kind of in the mix. So for a while they were no dust. They didn't see anybody. And now suddenly they're like, oh, look, all of these people are coming back up. They're catching up to me.
Right. And what I want to point out here is that if we could see the scoring sheet
let's
on this scoring sheet is what everyone at home can see. And what you're looking at here is all of the checkpoints the teams can get during the day. So they aren't necessarily, not everyone's going to get everything, right? And so what you're looking at is if there is a score for your team that you're looking at, that is a checkpoint that they actually signaled at.
Okay.
If there's just a little hash mark, that means that they have not signaled at that checkpoint.
Okay.
If there's a 0, that would mean that they were at a Black Diamond checkpoint and that they were in the outer ring radius of that Black Diamond checkpoint. So they did go for that checkpoint, but they didn't get a score for it. But they did not get a wide miss penalty.
Got it. So for our team, our sample team 188 here, it looks like they got full points for the 7X Black Diamond checkpoint.
Yep.
They got full points for the blue 8X checkpoint.
Right.
But then the next checkpoint 9, they didn't get a wide miss, but they also didn't get any points. So
they got 0
why
points
do you
there.
think that happened? I mean, this is a great team. It's very rare to see one of these top teams get 0 points. What do you think happened?
Well, I think that we could all see that they were really moving today. And that's something I want to point out here is that these guys are far ahead in the tracking.
Right.
And but that doesn't mean that they are ahead in the score. So, they have signaled at more places, so it looks like they're top of their rank, but teams that are farther down are going to have the time to actually get those checkpoints too.
So you can't look at the final score. It's not over until everyone is in at the end of the day.
It's not over till it's over.
Right. Okay. So don't get too excited because we don't know what's gonna happen with these other teams that left a little bit later.
That's right.
Right? Because this is not a race. It doesn't matter who comes in here first.
It doesn't
matter. In fact, a car that comes in here first, they might not be ahead because it might mean that they were just like, can't deal with it. Let's go back to base camp, have a soda, and brush the dust off, right? So oftentimes it's the vehicles that are coming in last. They've used every single moment that the Rebelle Rally has given them.
That's right.
So, this rally is about driving, it's about navigation, and it's about time management.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, I know we've got some of those teams up in Group A and Group B. So for right now, how did you guys decide what's in A and B?
So typically, once we have some rankings and some standings, I put all of the first half in Group A and the second half in Group B, and then the X-Cross is in Group C.
Okay.
So today, though, it's day 1.
Yeah.
We don't have any rankings, right?
We don't know.
So it was a random draw for Group A and Group B, so you don't actually know where the top teams are. So the top teams are spread between Groups A and Group B.
Okay.
But typically what you're looking at when you look at Groups A and then Group B, you're looking at people who are competing against each other in the for standings.
Okay. Well, Chrissie, thank you so much for being here. I know you have like so many spreadsheets and so many crazy paperwork things and phone calls to answer and push to talk to and all that. So I appreciate your time. Remember, y'all, we are going to be doing a live from the finish line here. We're going to start around 6 o'clock tonight, so be sure to tune in. But for now, I am Emme Hall with the fabulous Chrissie Beavis at Rebel Rally Live, presented by Toyota. And we'll see you in a few hours.